Which Larceny Barrel Proof batch is the best of 2024? Let's put them to the test. We're blind tasting all three of them tonight in another Cynple triple. Stay tuned.
Cynple whiskey, Cyncere. Here to keep it 100. What's the ABV? Keep it simple. Cynple whiskey, and be sweeter.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Cynple Whiskey Show. I'm Cyncere, and tonight we've lined up an entire year's worth of barrel proof batches. Larceny 2024. And before we get started, a special shout out to tonight's sponsor, Smoke and Mirrors Cigar Lounge of Fredericksburg, Virginia. If you're in downtown Fredericksburg looking for a spot to unwind with a great cigar, look no further. Smoke and Mirrors is where you need to be. Located at 1411 Princess Anne Street, this locally owned cigar lounge offers a cozy and inviting space with plenty of comfortable seating. Perfect if you want to just kick back and relax with friends. With the multiple big screen TVs, you can catch up on the latest game, regardless of what sports fan you are, or you can watch the Cynple Whiskey Show right in the lounge. So once you become a regular, and I'm sure you will, you'll love the option to rent one of their private lockers, giving you a dedicated space to store your cigars and keep them in perfect condition. Huge thanks to Charles, Doreen, Darnell, and Leanne from Smoke and Mirrors Cigar Lounge for their incredible support of the Cynple Whiskey Show. Now let's get back to the bottles at hand. All right, so all three of these bottles come in at $65 MSRP, $20 less than what you get Elijah Craig Barrel Proof for nowadays, and they're both distilled at Heaven Hill Distillery. Just like Elijah Craig Barrel Proof, they also have 3 times a year that they release their A, B, and C batches. I was lucky enough to get all 3 this year. I am curious as to which one will win, given it's been a while since I've had the A and the B batches. You can see I kind of went a little bit crazy on the C batch when I did have it in Pennsylvania. And who knows, maybe I'll pit the winner of this blind against the Elijah Craig Barrel Proof face-off winner, which I believe was the C batch. All right, enough fluff, time for the liquid stuff. Let's get to sipping. So we're gonna go through each glass, swivel, sniff, sip, get everything we can out of them, eliminate one, go through the other 2 until we have a winner. All right, let's give A try. On the nose, I get like almost like a toast. Like not toasted oat, like legit toast, like bread, toast. Definitely a little bit of a cinnamony note too. I can get on this as well. Let's give a sip. That higher proof comes through. Definitely a strong nutty flavor, a little bit of cinnamon spice on the back end of that too. And that could very well be from first sip of the night. All right, let's dive into B. Now that's really sweet, like a caramel note, a little bit of a vanilla. Still that, like, I don't know if it's rye spice. It's like that spearminty note I get on rye. Okay, so not as viscous as the first one. Definitely a little bit milder on the palate. That nutty note that I got on the nose on this one is more of an almond note. Comes through in the flavor profile. And again, I still get that spearminty mint note that I get on some ryes. But all right, so let's dive into C. Not actually C in terms of ABC, but in terms of ABC. Never mind. Ooh. So on this one on the nose, I get like a stronger barrel char note that I really enjoyed, like an Elijah Craig Barrel Proof C923. That rich barrel char on the nose. Like a chocolatey note. Let's see what we get on the palate. I get like almost like a raisin note, some sort of a darker fruit note. Again, a little bit of a nuttier note, not so much as I did on the first 2 with the nuttiness. Whatever that darker fruit note is comes through a lot stronger on this, but it's really good. This is going to be a tough one, so I'm going to go back through them real quick, then I'm going to eliminate one. I don't have a clear winner. First sip of the night on each of these. Now I'm going back through now that I'm warmed up a little bit. Let's see if it actually mellows out and if I can pick a winner or at least one to eliminate. A. Definitely a lot smoother going back through the second time. I know I say that almost every time, but once you've had that first heat shock, when you take that first sip, going back through, you really get a lot more of the richness, a lot more of the flavors. Like on this one in particular, that toasted bread note I got the first time is really prominent this go around, but it also still gives me a little bit of that minty note. And I almost get like a cinnamon spice. Nowhere near as spicy as what it was the first time, but a cinnamon note I get on this one still. Try B. Nose is sweet. I like it. Okay, so the almond note on this is really good. Definitely get a little bit of that minty note that I got the first time. So far, these two give me a mintier note. Not so much on the third one, but the almond note is very prevalent in this one. And a little bit of that caramely or like a spicy caramel. Because I don't know if it's the cinnamon that I get on this, but it's like a spicier caramel note on that one the second go around. See? This thing's burning me up. I like it. Spice night. Whatever this is in C has a really good nose on it. That barrel char, that chocolatey note that I get is still there from the first time around. And then on the palate, it's like a chocolate covered raisin. I get a small amount of that chocolatey note on the taste. Still get that darker fruit or at least a raisin note at the end. So this is tough. It's been a while since I've had a blind that has had me this like up in the air in terms of which one needs to go out first, but I'm going to say, hey, you are not in here anymore. All right, so we're down to B and we're down to C. Going back through on B. Golden brown, I think A looks a little bit darker, but maybe not. It did when it was side by side, but not so much now. And that nose is just something so sweet about this nose. Like I said, that vanilla note, a little bit of that caramel note that I get on this nose is very welcoming. I like it a whole lot. The palate doesn't disappoint this go around either. Even sweeter than it was the first time. That almond note is like a chestnutty almond cookie, something almost like a baked good with a very prevalent almond is what I get. I get so much almond on this, but whatever that sweet note is, it's almost like it's in a cookie of some sort or a biscuit. Speaking of biscuits, a gentleman at Smoking Mirror Cigar Lounge, when I was in there the other day, was telling me that his uncle used to live in England or somewhere in London or wherever, and he would mix scotch, I believe, or whiskey one with milk. I've never heard of that. Please tell me down in the comments if that was just a him thing or is that something that's popular over there that I didn't know existed. Let me know in the comments if milk mixed with whiskey or scotch, I don't remember which one it was, either or. Let me know if that's a thing. Not that I'm willing to try it, but let me know down below. Let's go to C. Get off on tangents. I don't even have nobody here to talk to. I still get that baking spice. Still get that raisin note. This far into 3 different pours, the proof is worn off. Everything tastes very, very smooth. Again, these are 120, not 140. When you get to the high 30s, you get a little bit of that Kentucky hug the entire trip, but not so much this go around. So the real question is who wins out? I think I have a winner. All right, so B was the winner. Let's see what went out first. A. I don't know what it is about me here lately, but my palate has been off. I figured this would win just because of how much I enjoyed it in Pennsylvania, and it got absolute last place. Something about that gave me super rye notes, super molassesy, a little more spicy without as much complexity as what I anticipated it having. Something about this was a little off tonight. I still stick by my guns. This was my favorite coming into tonight. C went out second. It's been a while since I've had these, so be that as it may, this one I don't recall really loving. I really remember this one, but again, maybe it was just the experiences I had with this one. This one, not so much. So, neither here nor there with, I don't have any feelings about this going out as second. But it definitely gave me that raisin note, a little bit of that chocolate note. The proof on this one hit me a little hard the first time going through all three. But as it opened up and mellowed out throughout the course of the night, this one was a pretty good sipper. Like, I feel like this is a good fall bourbon. So if you're in the mood for a $60 or $65-ish bourbon, I'm not sleeping on either of these two for a good Kentucky hug, but also a mellowed flavor once you get a half ounce in. So the winner, very fitting, 124 proof, 124.2 proof. Again, I knew these were all higher proofs, but this right here was my jam tonight. It had that almond note. It was like vanilla, caramel, a lot of those sweeter, usual bourbon notes that I really enjoy. So for me, while it was a close call, this one, hands down, was the best. 2024 Larceny Blend. Ooh, rich caramel on that nose this time with all three of them mixed together. Something sweet, little bit of heat. Gotta be that cinnamon mixing in with that vanilla note. Comes up with a spicy caramel. I'm coining that phrase. I'm gonna put that on a t-shirt or something. Spicy caramel. And then let's give it a sip. Nope. The blend is not as good as I would have anticipated. I get way too much of the rye spice and everything nice I got on C coming to the forefront. The finish is still just as long as it was before, but it's very heavy on the spearminty note and it's very heavy on the cinnamony note. Some may like that. I do enjoy it every once in a while, but once I've had that vanilla, caramel, and that barrel char I get on this one, for this one to take over, 125 proof on C, for that note to take over, just not what I anticipated when I mixed the three. I think I got a little bit spoiled off of this one, but got a little hefty pour for editing tonight, so it is what it is. Let's close this thing out. So if you enjoyed this blind tasting, don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on your notification bells, and stay up to date on all things whiskey. Until next time, may your glasses be full and your stories be fuller. Keep it simple. Cheers.